am so excited to be able to show you the first ever interactive PDF digital version of the Essential HR Planner. And so what that means is that if you aren't a fan of using paper planning, instead you can have this digital option. But if you're like me and you had no idea what a digital planner was or how on earth you use it, then I hope this video is going to be helpful because I'm going to show you what's inside the planner and the different ways you can use it. So how it's different to using a paper-based planner. But I'll just put this hardback one down so I can show you. Pop that behind me. Right, so the first thing to show you is I'm holding this up on an iPad, but it does work on Android tablets as well. You just need to make sure for an iPad that you have an Apple Pencil and on an Android that you have a stylus. So let's take a look through. If you have seen the Essential HR Planner before, you will see that this is identical pretty much to the hardback version. So the contents are exactly the same. You've got lots of really helpful things inside your planner like brainstorming pages, a list of key HR tasks and events you have to plan for throughout the year, loads of goal setting and goal planning activities for your professional development, for your career, and for you to have a brilliant impact in your HR role. And then, of course, we've also got monthly calendar pages, which are packed full of awareness and inclusion dates for you. So if you want to plan any special HR initiatives at work, any people initiatives at work, there are some great dates there that you can tie it in with and give you ideas. But let me show you how this is a little bit different to the paper version. So for example, let's say we want to go straight to the key HR tasks to plan for. All I have to do is tap on the bold key HR tasks and ta-da, takes us straight to the page. So you haven't got to scroll down to get to it. And then once you've finished working on your key HR tasks, you don't have to scroll all the way back up to get to the beginning. All you have to do is tap on that little home icon that's in the corner. Let me show you something else that might be really useful to know. Actually, going back to that key HR tasks to plan for, you can see there's some writing on there. I've added, can you see it there, the blue writing? I've added that in with my Apple Pencil. So if you haven't used an Apple Pencil or a stylus before, let me very quickly show you the benefits of using it over paper planning. So the benefit is that on your screen you can zoom in and write in. So it means you can actually fit loads more on here if you want to. It's a great space saver for you. So let's have a look. What have we got here? So one of the items on the list is benefits, scheme, promotion and review. And you'll see it says, what do I or the HR team need to do? And I've written on there, review current benefits. Then I'm going to write something else. So all I have to do is get my Apple Pencil. And then if I tap on the screen, stop it moving around, hang on, zoom in a bit. You'll see that these options come up at the bottom. And I just have to tap on annotate and I can choose any of these pen options. There's also a rubber, an eraser, if I need to rub anything out. But so for the moment I have chosen blue, but you can colour code it. So actually for this, to show you, maybe I'll decide to use purple. And then all I have to do is put my Apple Pencil on the screen and write on there. So let me write something on there. Okay, so that's what I've written in purple. And let's have a look. So you can see it shrinks right down or zooms right in. And now that I've finished writing that extra bit in there, if I want to go back home, all I have to do is press done, tap done, and then it will ask me save. So make sure you hit save because you don't want to lose anything, save. And then I can, zoom out and press the home button and I'm back to home again. Let me show you the calendar section as well, because I know that's a section that people really love in the planner. So all I have to do is scroll down and let's say I need to go to April 2025. All I'm going to do is tap on April 2025 and it brings up the calendar. So the way that this is different to the paper planner is that you can see it's all portrait instead of landscape, so we can fit it on one page, and that's absolutely fine because of course you can zoom in, so you can write in as much as you want to or as little as you want to. I can see that in April it looks like we've got lots going on in April, so there are all sorts of awareness dates on here for you. Let's have a look. International Fun at Work Day. So you could plan something really fun to happen that week. What else is on there? World Autism Awareness Day. So if you want to shine a light on all of your working practices and initiatives that you have to support your autistic colleagues, then you can absolutely do that there. There are all sorts of things for you to have a think about. You've also got a notes section at the bottom, and here, can you see these are dates that run for the whole month. So there are some awareness days that will just be for one day, and there'll be others that last for the whole month. Another thing to show you about the calendar is that you have got these tabs down the side, and all you have to do is tap on a tab and you'll get taken straight to the month. So let's say, oh yes, I've looked at April, but actually what have I got coming up in September? Just tap on September and ta-da, you're on September. Going back to April in the monthly calendar section again, let me just quickly show you how it ties in with the weekly planning pages. So let's imagine for a moment that you have decided you want to do something on International Fun at Work Day. So let's just write ourselves a quick note on there. I've written, arrange something fun for the office, and I'm thinking, oh gosh, I want to put that on my weekly planning page. I want to make sure that I've got some plans. All you have to do is tap on the date and it will take you, oh, it's zoomed in so you can't see it quite so well. And it will take you straight to your weekly planning page. So if you have some to-do items, you're thinking about that, you can immediately put them down in there. So hopefully this is all feeling quite fun and useful for you. To finish off, I'm just going to really quickly show you the rest of the content of what's inside here so you know exactly what to expect. So we'll take a look at the table of contents. You've got brainstorming pages at the front. I'll show you those. These are just some pages to capture any ideas that you might have as you're working your way through the planner. And depending on how you like to capture your ideas, you've got a blank section for drawing, you've got lines for writing on, you have got, I don't know if you can see it well on the screen actually, but there's a grid there if you like using a grid, and you've got a mind map section. So you can use these brainstorming pages whenever you want to. There's no set time to use them really. We've seen the key HR tasks and events to plan for pages. Now, this is the bit that I'm really, really proud of and I've put so much work into, is the planning your career and work goals. So here you'll see there are written instructions that you can follow that take you through all these different sections, because I know how hard it can be to actually think of, what do I want to achieve this year? How do I want to be developing myself? What can I be doing at work that's really going to make an impact? So there are lots of activities in here to help. There's one called What You're Aiming For. There's another one called Look Back to Look Forward, where you answer lots of questions and reflect on the year that's happened. There is also a values exercise, because gosh, getting really clear on your values can really help you with thinking about what you want for the upcoming year. There's a really simple feedback activity for you to do. And let's see, if you have to do the strategy, there are some quite helpful things to help you with your strategy. Or if you don't have to do the HR or people strategy, there are some great things on here just to help you make sure that the goals you set are going to be impacting the organisation you work in really positively, that they tie in with the organisation strategy or the HR and people strategy. There is a part here where you get to look at all the different areas in HR that you might want to develop more knowledge on, or there's a little employee life cycle to help give you some ideas about things you could be doing to help improve aspects of the employee experience. There's career enhancing skills you might like to develop. So all sorts of skills that are incredibly helpful for any professional at any level. It can be very tempting just to focus on the HR stuff, but actually there are so many things on here that are helpful as well. And you'll see that scattered throughout the planner, there are some QR codes or there are some links to episodes of my podcast, HR Coffee Time, that tie in with this. So if you looked at these career enhancing skills and thought, oh, actually, I would really like to learn about facilitation, or I'd really like to learn about public speaking, or I'd really like to develop my time management skills. Well, all you have to do is scan that code, or you can tap on the link and it will take you straight through to a playlist of episodes to help you. Actually, let me show you. If you tap on the link, it will take you straight through to the playlist. So this is the Build Your Professional Skills playlist. It's a collection of HR Coffee Time podcast episodes, all to help you with that. And you'll see there's a whole collection of episodes to help you. If you have Spotify, you can tap on it and it will open it in Spotify for you, or otherwise you can just listen to it on your tablet or on your phone if you would like to. Right, but let's come out of that again and go back into the planner. Right, okay, we're back in the planner. And if I scroll along, there are some other exercises. This is what I was trying to show you. So all of those activities you work your way through lead to this, your one-page professional development plan. So you have got everything you're aiming for in one really nice, simple, easy to reflect back on and see one-page plan. And you might want to print this off, stick it on your wall so you remember what it is that you're aiming for throughout the year. If you're a super detailed person and you want to plan your goals in real detail, there are these finalizing your goals pages that will let you do that. And then let's see, we've also got quarterly planning, because what I found was once people come up with their goals, they get really carried away and think, oh, I want to do them all at once and totally overload themselves. So this allows you to spread your planning throughout the year so you're not going to get horrendously stressed out and just way too busy. Then we've got the monthly calendar with weekly planning pages that I've already shown you. So I will just go back to the contents page so we haven't got to flick through the entire calendar. So I can show you what else there is. Yes, the praise pages. So the praise pages, whenever you get some positive feedback, please jot it down here. So someone says, oh, you did a great job, write that down. Write down, that person said I did a great job on this date. If you get a lovely email, you can just take a screenshot of the email and pop it into the planner if you want to. You can put anything onto these pages that you want to, and they're there to really serve as a pick-me-up for when you're having a tough day, because we all have tough days at work and it's easy to tell ourselves we're doing a terrible job when we're not at all. So by being able to go back to these praise pages, it's a great way of picking yourself up again, and they're also really handy to have for whenever you have an appraisal or a review. Then the very final page to show you is this one, which is the 2025 calendar. So it's a year at a glance. But what is really helpful about this page that I use is it means you can think, right, what's everything I've got to get done? And you can just highlight the different dates on here. Make yourself a little key at the bottom if you need to with your Apple Pencil to remind you. And I use this all the time. So we've had this in the planner for years now, every single version of it. And I personally find it so helpful. It just helps make sure you're not overloading yourself. But I just realized, I said, let me show you the final page. I've forgotten to show you something else really important. Let me take you into it. So you have got at the end of every single month, there are end of month review pages. And I actually think this is one of the most powerful aspects of the planner. So I will go straight to the February end of month review. It's just a series of simple questions to ask yourself at the end of each month, and it really won't take long. You get to come to a free monthly accountability session with me that I run on Zoom every single month throughout the year. If you're a planner owner, whether that's the digital planner or the hardback planner, you are very welcome to come to those sessions. And it's just to give you a bit of dedicated time and space to do your end of month review and do any planning for the next month if you would like to. And by answering these questions, what you find is you start to realise how much progress you're making. It helps keep an eye on your well-being as well, because there's a question about making sure you're looking after yourself and looking after your well-being. But also it helps you just stay on track with your goals and assess them and think, have they got to change a little bit? Have I fallen behind with them? Have I got to change anything for next month? So that's a really helpful page to know about. And then I'll show you one other thing as well. There's also quarterly reviews. So here we go. This is the quarterly review page. That's the instructions for the quarterly review. There, you'll just see it's really simple, 4-square grid, just 4 different things to do. Assess where you're up to, affirm what's going well, decide if there's stuff that might need altering, and then action. So what are you going to put into action? So at the end of every quarter, this again is a great way of thinking, have I set the right goals? Am I on track with them? Do they need to change? And if they need to change, that's absolutely fine, because of course you can always go back to, let me find, where have they gone? You can always go back to these finalising your goals pages to plan them out in real detail. I hope that's been a really helpful overview of the interactive PDF version of the Essential HR Planner. As it's the first year that I've created this version of it, it may be that you've got lots of questions that I might not have answered without realising. So please do fire any questions you have at me. I love having questions, because if you're thinking it, then I know it means someone else is thinking it too. But I hope that if you decide to treat yourself, to a digital version of the Essential HR Planner that you absolutely love using it and that it sets you up for a fantastic 2025.